10 this year, averaging 57.5. Coming off a 61 in the last game against the Scorchers. But what about the platform these openers have laid for him? 1 for 70 after Kawaja goes off 6 overs, Liam Pickering. It's a ripping start for the Thunder.
Well, it certainly is. And he looked great again tonight, Kawaja, but went once too often to the well. But it'll mean that Hales will keep going. And the sheet anchor role will be played here by Kel Ferguson, you'd think. Here comes Hatzoglu again, giving him another go to the new batter.
16 off his first over. Right arm over the leg spinner. That's beautifully driven. Full face of the bat. There's a man at mid-off, but that's a very correct cricket shot for Ferguson to get off the mark with a single.
That's how he plays. But he knows when he needs to pick it up. Kel Ferguson will pick it up. Don't worry about that. That was a terrific catch, wasn't it? Just having a look at the replay.
Diving forward and to his left, Evans. Little turn to face the crowd too, so there's a bit of look at me about it, which I like.
That's good bowling.
Again, that was angled back, going wide of the crease, Hatzoglu, and going into the body of Hales, who can't get a run to going back to the bowler.
He's trying to rush the batsman here. He's basically running back to his mark.
A real exuberant style.
We've got a dot ball. I suppose he'd be happy.
Hales 35 off 19. Oh, yorked him.
Very good bowling.
And almost...
Well, yorked himself, really.
And almost took his feet out from under him. Because he gets him through quicker, Liam Pickering. That's one of the features of Hatzoglu's bowling. He does get it through faster than most leggies that we see. Here he is. Oh, it's bowled. Might have been a bottom edge. 2 wickets in 4 balls for the Renegades, and they are right back in this. Hales has gone 35 off 20. Hatzoglu gets his 5th wicket of BBL 10. The Thunder are now 2 for 71.
It's a big wicket, that. Alex Hales went to try and play across the line. Missed it completely, top of leg stump. And he's very, very, very happy. He knows that he'd be disappointed with his first over that went for 16, but the start of this second over has been a beauty so far. Got 4 balls, he's 1 for 1 off this over. And we've got to look at 2 new batsmen here now. And it's exactly what Aaron Finch was asking.
It's a great part and feature of this game, because the face of it can change in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, a couple of wickets do that. And we'll see that again tomorrow in the test match for mine. The Aussies can get clumps of wickets together again. Now, this is young Davies. He's an exciting talent. I liked the look of him the other night.
36 off 22 for Dulux. Proudly brought to you by Dulux Trade Centres. And
this is a kid.
This is a guy that looks like he has decided that his career is in the shorter form of the game.
Well, he just looks to me like a player that doesn't care. Like he doesn't care, Oliver Davies. I mean, he's
no fear.
He's got no fear. He just backs himself in, and the way he went about it the other night was really, really good to watch.
163. He's got all the shots too. Ramps, reverses, switches.
He's got his tail up here now.
So a couple of the bright stars. That's gone back at him, and did it hit? Maybe on the thigh pad. Misses the stumps. Could have easily have bowled him. Leg buys.
He didn't have any idea where that was going then. Let's have another look at it.
Surely that's the wrong one. Yeah. Inside edge onto the thigh pad.
Come back on him, that's for sure, the right-hander. Well, he gave her a little bit to say too. The uni boy.
Tails up for Pete.
It is.
Pistol, his nickname is Hatzoglu. And he's in again, and that one was spinning back at the right hand of Ferguson. Beautifully taken by Harper. Hatzoglu's up and about, wicket taking over, and just the 1 run coming off at the Thunder after 7, a 2 for 72.
Breaking news. The saucy McRib and legendary El Maco are back at Macca's with delicious pork dripping in smoky barbecue rib sauce or juicy beef with chunky Mexican salsa. Grab yours today. Available after 10:30 a.m. for a limited time.
On the road, day and night, Cameron's is your total logistics solution. Any warehousing, transport or distribution, Cameron's has Australia covered. Cameron's can do.
We can move the world for you. Cameron's can do.
Cameron's.com.au.
Welcome back to Big Bash Nation. Sam Hargraves, Liam Pickering with you. Big turning point in this game. They were absolutely cruising, the Thunder. After 5 overs, they were none for 61, and they've lost a wicket in the last 2 to be 2 for 72 now. Davies on strike. Just the second ball he's facing. None off one for him. Ferguson at the other end, 1 off 2. Evans in. Yorker just got enough bat on it to hit it actually behind him.
Well, he bumped it, didn't, and it went back towards the keeper. So, nice full Yorker there from Zach Evans. Bringing this run rate back just a tad now. The last couple of overs have been better. A wicket in each of them. One to Nabby for 9 and then 1 for 2. Mattoglu.
For Dulux, professional painters choose Dulux. So this is Evans, who took the catch off Nabby. As you mentioned, Pickers, it was an absolute screamer. Superman dive. And was trying to drag it from outside off. Stump was Davies, and you're right. Got some bottom edge action and a single to square leg. He's off the mark. 1 off 3. Ferguson now.
Very strong through the offside, Callum Ferguson. Especially behind point. Scores a lot of runs square of the wicket on the offside. And times the ball so well.
You can automatically see a more up and about Renegades in the field. They're talking on their toes.
They look a lot more alert now all of a sudden.
So another one of the bright stars, up-and-comers of Big Bash cricket. Zach Evans in, right arm over the wicket to the Sydney Thunder skipper and Ferguson, who's defending one-handed back to the bowler for no run.
Yeah, they're bowling at the stumps here now, though. Not giving any width, which they did do early. And they took advantage of it too. While the field was up, the Thunder openers, which you give them full credit for. Summing up the situation, you're going to bowl wide of the stumps. Well, you got the field up. We're going to try and go over the top.
2 for 73, the Thunder. 10 fours, 2 sixes. Those stats for Dulux. Angling back at the pads, the right-hander. Ferguson will help himself forward of square. A look for 2, but only take 1. Mohamed Nabi charging in. Rifling the throw back to the keeper, Sam Harper. Davies back on strike.
Callum Ferguson will build into his innings. It's the one thing you will say. So he doesn't mind if he takes 3 or 4 overs to get himself going, because he knows he can score fast at the end. And remember, they've got still 2 overs after the 11th. They've got 2 overs with the field up again. You'd like to be set when that comes about.
Evans, 5th ball of his over, driving up in the air through covers. 1 bounce to the fielder is Davies. And again, bottom hand comes off the bat to try and keep it down. He gets a single. So off the text, where was Hatsoglu recruited from?
He was uni, wasn't he? Melbourne Uni?
Yeah, he was. He was playing 2s.
Well, they didn't bring him from Melbourne Uni 2, surely.
No, they didn't.
Come on.
But he did get a call up to the Victoria's T20 SummerSlam competition, where he turned some heads there.
Well, he's that sort of bowler, isn't he? He's a bit of a confusing character. He's bowled that second over as a cracker.
Evans to Ferguson. Again, slashing through point, but won't penetrate. Well fielded Sutherland. Just the 3 runs coming off that over. And after 8, the Thunder are 2 for 75.
The massive headlines.
Nathan Buckley had a phone conversation with Adam Treloar. The senior group didn't want him around the club anymore.
The huge moments in sport. He gets him away to 20. The Melbourne Storm have won. And excitement.
Oh, that's a good-looking kick off the boot. You're kidding me.
Across every town and city, sport is the glue of our local community. Listen anywhere, anytime on the SEN app. The latest news articles, podcasts, live sport and more. Download the SEN app today.
So after conceding 4 double-figure overs in the first 5 overs, the Renegades now, the last 3 have been all single figures. The last 2 especially, 3 runs coming from the last Evans over. Hatsoglu only went for 2 in the over preceding that, and then 9 off the wicket-taking Nabi over before that. So starting to swing the ledger back to some kind of even keel. The Thunder 2 for 75 after 8, Liam Pickering.
Well on their way. They're well on their way to a score of between 180 and 200, though.
Yeah, but it could have been a lot worse because Hales and Khawaja had a look about them.
The last 3 overs have been good. So just 14 runs off the last 3 overs. The last 2, just 5. And a couple of wickets too. Well, sunglass bowler. He made.
Kamada's come in, left arm around the wicket. Driving through the cover off the back foot is Davies, and they'll come back for 2.
Yeah, it was good timing. Try and overhit that one, which he's tried a couple of times.
So, Peter Toglu impressed Cameron White when he took the new ball against them in that Vic T20 SummerSlam competition. He was invited to be a net bowler with the Stars and had to throw it up to Stoinis and Maxwell, and quickly found that he was over pitching, and it was a
Stars didn't want him in the end.
invaluable experience for him. That's a bit shorter, and there's a single to a wide mid-off for Davies.
Tell you what, Sammy, the crowd's enjoying it. Sounds like a young crowd.
Yeah, about 3,000 there at the moment.
Yeah, it sounds like a young crowd. It was a good crowd today at the MCG. They got their 30,000, which was good.
They did consider signing him, Hatsoglu. He only made his first 11 debut for Uni's main side in the final match before Christmas that year.
Okay.
A couple of years ago, and then he and his brothers decided to head over to South Australia. Waiting on one was Ferguson, who's able just to guide it past point.
A couple.
And they should get 2 again.
Well, that's his strong area. And Aaron Finch, who's played with him for a number of years, he knows that. So he'll be extracting these bowls, not to give any width short in particular outside that off stump for Cal Ferguson. He will lean back on it and slay it through there.
So they went over to South Australia to try and play state cricket, and just before his 22nd birthday, he got the call up from the Renegades to, why don't you head back over to Victoria, threw mid-wicket for a single from Ferguson.
Well, I'm not sure what's happened to Cameron Boyce.
He's a data analyst for a financial services firm. He's studying a double degree in finance and international relations.
Cameron, what?
Pete Hatsoglu.
Oh,
no, not Cameron Boyce. I think he's unwell at the minute, Cameron Boyce.
He's an important player for the Renegades. Been their best slow bowler.
Advancing and driving through cover for a single is Davies.
It's half the reason they won we won the premiership in BBL 8.
You can say we. You were a director at the time.
What do you thought it was?
On the board. He took their most wickets, Boyce, last year for the Renegades, 14.
Boyce.
Yep, good enough. Good enough for 8th best in the competition. Oh, that one spun back at Ferguson, but he picked it well and drove back to the bowler for no run. So again, a tidy over. Just the 7 runs coming from it after 9. Thunder 2 for 82.
That Pope gonna walk around. That Pope gonna walk around. That Pope gonna walk around. And that's how your garden grows. Pope Garden Watering Systems, available at Bunnings Warehouse.
You can build with confidence with Metricon thanks to our lifetime structural guarantee. And we now offer advice and guidance to all Australians so they can truly love where they live. For more info, visit metricon.com.au. New South Wales Contractors Licence 174699C.
Oliver Davies on strike for Will Sutherland's second over. 8 runs coming off his first, which was the opening over of the Thunder innings. Davies 6 off 7. Ferguson 5 off 8, and the Thunder have slowed a bit in recent overs. 2 for 82 after 9.
I think they've got Nair as the X factor. Nair is a factor. If you put it on your back and hairs and stuff, it'll take it right off.
That's some of your best. Full of ball, driven a bit off from Davies for no run. Yeah.
Of course it's the X factor. You spear it on your back or on your chest.
Got some
and just go,
unwanted growth.
Oh, dear. He's a good player now. Surprised I haven't picked him. Well, he's in the 13, so he's an X factor. So he could come in. There's good Chris Tremaine for the Thunder.
Oliver, right arm over. Driving, beautiful shot. Straight down the ground, one bounce.
Yeah, it was just a great cricket shot from this young fella, Oliver Davies. It was a straight, beautiful, lofted, straight drive. And he actually posed in the shot too.
Take the photo.
Take the photo of this. Have a look at me. Bang.
Short backswing, and he punched it and followed through beautifully, didn't he?
Well, he hardly hit it. Only went for 6 straight back over Will Sutherland's head. Mid-off was up. He identified that. Long on was back, though.
Oh, he's walking with it too.
Oh, yeah, there was a real...
Like he's on the putting green.
Hope someone got a snap of that.
Sutherland to Davies. He's now 10 off 9. Oh, that's good. He just ran it off the face of the bat, down to third man. Straight into the ground, though, that was. That was what he absolutely meant to do, Pickers. He's got some tricks.
He played it well. He's 11 off 10 all of a sudden. Ferguson, as I said, he'll take some time to get himself in, but give him too many balls. He'll be in front of his run rate real quick, Cal Ferguson.
5 off 8 at the moment for Dulux. Professional painters choose Dulux. Sutherland none for 13. 4th ball of his second over. 10th over off the hip for Ferguson.
Should sphere one this time.
Fine leg will come around and keep that to just 1.
Looks like a terrific cricket pitch. Playing true. Good score we needed tonight, you would think.
Earlier today, after the first day of play, India won for 36, trailing Australia by 159 runs, after they were only able to put up 195 on the first day of the Boxing Day test.
They bowled well, India.
Yep.
Bowled really well today.
Sutherland to Ferguson. He's getting one right up around the ears, which he's able to pull. Along the ground, though, backward a square for a single.
Dave, he came out of the juniors program too, didn't he, the system?
I believe so. He was in the squad for what would have been the 2020 World Cup this year for the under-19s.
Yep.
He's just 20 years of age.
Will Sutherland, of course, was in the team a few years ago. He's chased hard for football, Will Sutherland. I think he would have been a top 5 draft pick, personally.
Is that right? Who did he play?
Was very good.
When did he finish playing?
We played Vic Metro and did well, but he played really good.
Last ball of Southern over Yorker.
His private school stuff was awesome.
Well dug out by Ferguson, and there'll be runs. Maybe just the one. Yep. So, 8 off that over. After 10, we're at the halfway mark. The Sydney Thunder's innings. Ferguson 7 off 10. Davies 12 off 11. They are 2 for 90.
Power's summer scorcher sale gives you the power of a sizzling hot offer on Toyo tyres. Buy 3 and get 1 free on a huge range of Toyo passenger car and SUV tyres. Now that is a hot offer. Buy 3 and get 1 free on selected Toyo passenger car and SUV tyres. Only during December at Tyre Power. Tyre Power's summer scorcher sale is on now with many more scorching offers on a hot range of famous brand tyres. Visit tyrepower.com.au or call 13 21 91 for your local owner operator.
Halfway through the Sydney Thunder's innings, and they'd be pretty happy with where they find themselves. Shane Bond addressing the skipper, Callum Ferguson, out in the middle of Monica. 2 for 90 after 10. Usman Khawaja had a real urgency about the way he started. He was the second wicket to fall, first wicket to fall, rather. 34 off 18. He was caught. Evans bowled Nabi. 34 off 18. 6 fours in that innings and a strike rate of 188. Hales went the very next over, bowled beautifully by Pistol Pete Hatsoglu, 35 off 21, 4 fours, 2 sixes, 166. The strike rate for Alex Hales, who'd gone a couple of innings in a row with ducks. And now Callum Ferguson, 6 off 9, and Oliver Davies, 12 off 11, have got the work in front of them to make sure that it's a defendable total for the Sydney Thunder. How have you seen it, Liam Pickering?
Well, it's been a terrific start, as you said, by the Thunder. I mean, they got away to a flyer. You know, after the first part of the power play, the first 4 overs are 50 for none. And then it started to dry up a little bit from over 6 all the way through to 10. So that 5 over period, it was really good bowling from the Renegades just to drag it back a bit. They're still in a dominant position. They're going at 9 and over. So they're still on track to get 180 if they keep at the current rate. But you would think if they keep wickets in hand that they'll get 190, 200 today. The way they're batting looks like a very good pitch.
They got 50 off the power play for Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts. And that's above par, you'd think. So the other game tonight, Sixers and Stars. We'll be bringing you this game on Big Bash Nation.
Sixers and Stars tonight. Stars have started well.
Yeah, they have. Second on the table.
This will be the grand final rematch from last year.
It will be.
Sixers are a good team. Imagine if they get all their players played. This day, their test.
It's a scary thought, isn't it? Ahmad to bowl the 11th over. Left arm around the wicket, dragging it through mid-wicket. From one outside off stump is Ferguson. And he'll just get one. So the bowling figures for the first 10 overs. Imad Wasim was none for 22 off his 2. Sutherland none for 16 off 2. Hatsoglu 1 for 17 off 2. Evans none for 14 off 2.
He's been probably, to be honest, he's been the pick of the bowlers, I reckon, Evans. His 2 overs. Nabi's was good.
Yeah, 1 for 9 off 1 for Mohammed Nabi. The Prez. Imad, that one spun away and he was through the shot too early there, Davies, and it ends up patting it back to the bowler for no run, trying to cut. He's noticing Pickers, he's all around the crease, is Imad. He's not bowling this from the same position on the crease. 2 balls in a row at any stage. Oh, that's spinning back, and that's very close. Umpire could not care less.
He might have got a bit of bat on this. Let's see if it goes to the batsman, that run.
It's going to be overthrows here too.
Yes, dumb's that. How dumb was that?
Thrown back to Harper over his head.
It was just lobbed over his head.
Geez, a replay is going to tell a big story here. Ahmad really liked it. He got very low in the appeal. There was a very direct point.
Gee, it must have been tight. He was back on his stumps, Davies. Did they give him runs? I reckon they did.
He's 14 off 14. Now he's advancing. Flicking it through mid-wicket. Two fielders will converge there, Sutherland and Richardson. Sutherland returns to Sam Harper over the stumps, and Davies gets a couple. Got to see this replay. They all went up. It did pitch outside off. It spun back.
It's allowed to do that.
Yeah, that's.
It just went back in off the. It was like an arm ball.
That went straight on and just slapped with a cross bat to mid-off by Davies, who'll get a single. Ferguson back on strike. That's the end of an eventful Ahmad over. It was 2 for 96 after 11.
Hi, it's Doug the tradie. If you're a tradie like me, you need the correct insurance. It's easy with IMAR. They offer competitive premiums, instant cover and no paperwork. Go online, get an instant quote and pay the premium, or call an expert now on 13IMAR. You'll be covered in a few simple steps and ready to get on with the job. Visit imar.com.au today or call 13IMAR and get a quote, get covered, get working.
They're the tradies, mate. That's IMAR.
2 for 96 after 11 overs are the Sydney Thunder. Still haven't been able to see a replay of that LBW appeal that we thought looked pretty darn close. Mohamed Nabi to resume.
The wicketkeeper and the bowler.
He's in. That's a full ball right up in the block hole. Taken through mid-wicket by Davies, and he'll get one.
It was a good over, that last one from Ahmad. Just 6 off. See Brian Lara doing a bit of commentary now for the broadcast partners. Good to see him looking sharp too.
Yeah, he
likes to get to Melbourne.
He loves it over here, doesn't
he?
He
does.
Nabi having to wait on it was Ferguson. It did spend a little bit of time in the air, hence the calls a catch it, but there was no one in that cover region, so he is easily able to get through for a single. So he's at 9 off 12. Davies 18 off 17. 2 for 98 into the 12th over are the Thunder. Nabi flights it up, and Davies wants to take him on. Oh, and he takes him on and all the way over the mid-wicket boundary. That's a big 6.
Great shot. Used his feet beautifully. Got down the wicket to Nabi. Took him over wide, long on. Just a beautiful shot. Don't worry about the fielder there. I'm going to take him on as well. Put it into the grandstand. Good shot.
He's got a real air of confidence about him, this young man.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
We love young men that play with flair. He's certainly doing that.
24 off 18 now after that. Now he gets one wide outside off. Oh, he's going to put that over. Well, he wanted wide long on this time. Last time and this time, he went over wide mid-off.
Really over cover. What a great shot. The clever bowler, Nabi. The first one, you sort of go, all right, good shot. But I thought Nabi would have something up his sleeve, but he threw it wide. And this young bloke went, you know what? I'm going to take you now offside over the fence.
Doing it all around the ground. Still a couple of balls left.
Oh,
he's gone again. And that's the biggest of them all. This time over mid-wicket.
Nabi's looking at him thinking, that was a great shot. Slog sweep for 6. 3 in a row. This kid's got confidence. He goes to 36 off 20. What an over this is becoming. It's already 20 off it. Still a ball left.
The big slog sweep on bended knee.
Biggest over the innings. That was a good shot too. They've beat 3 cracking shots.
Oliver Davies continuing to turn heads. This will be 4! No respect for the president.
He's hitting for 4 straight 6s. Wow. What an over.
Oliver Davies lighting up Monica, and don't they love it? 26 runs off that over. After 12, the Thunder are cruising at 2 for 122.
The major moments in sport.
AFL Grand Final, we played at the Gabba.
Individual brilliance.
Martin's got it. He scored. He shoots. It's the stuff of legend. Tell me.
Inspiration.
State of Origin series is won by Queensland.
A Across every town and city, sport is the glue of our local community. Listen anywhere, anytime on the SEN app. The latest news articles, podcasts, live sport and more. Download the SEN app today.
So what an over from Oliver Davies. He is now 42 off 21 after taking 26 off that last Muhammad Nabi over. The run rate is over 10, and there is still plenty of time to post a very, very big score here. We're trying to figure out whether they had called for the power surge. Didn't see the signal. Doesn't mean it didn't happen.
You would think it's normally pretty obvious that they've called for it, but
Sutherland continuing.
Well, they get two here.
Dragged off the bottom of the bat from Ferguson. There's no one in the mid-wicket region.
That was good fielding.
Wasn't it? It kept it to one, and it really could have been two.
Well, kept it to one, but then you've got Davies back on strike. He's 42 off 21.
That's extraordinary hitting. It's
4 in a row.
Ridiculous scenes.
Well, had a bit of big fast bowler about it, didn't it?
The X Factor hasn't been used by either side. We know that.
That's for sure. It won't be now, I wouldn't think.
No. Davies on 42. Sutherland bouncing him. Oh, he wants him.
Another one.
Not satisfied with the prayers. He says, I'll take you. He's put that down the race, out of the ground.
It's 5 sixes in a row for him.
If it went through the turnstile, it was going too quick to get a pass out. It won't be allowed back in.
He dropped it short, Will Sutherland, and he said, I'll have a piece of that as well.
Look at this.
He's played 5 different shots for 6 in a row. Extraordinary batting.
5 sixes in a row. He's on 48 off 22 in just his second game of Big Bash cricket.
He said it's not exciting. It is if you're a Thunder fan sitting at home. Your team at 229 in the 13th.
Here we go. Can he do it again for 6 in a row? He's bowled! What a response from Sutherland. Yorker at leg stump knocks him over.
Good bowling, Will Sutherland. He'd been hit for 6 the ball before with a short ball. So he threw him up the full Yorker, cannon into leg stump. And at the end of a fine innings, 48 off 23 balls for Oliver Davies. A timely wicket for the Renegades. This was getting out of hand again. Still might be, but the wickets help. He leads with a strike rate of 208, Oliver Davies. Superb batting.
One of the most entertaining knocks that we've seen this season, that's for sure.
So Daniel Sams comes in, the man who we know can hit it big. We've seen him in action this year. Finished a game off the other night in superb fashion.
Hit more sixes in an innings than anybody. Against the Heat, he had 7. Did Sams.
That was amazing hitting.
And by the way, Oliver Davies just gone to equal second for the year for sixes in an innings.
Well, he scored 5 in 5 balls he scored off 2 different bowlers.
Yep.
4 in a row off Nabi.
He certainly brought the pain.
Daniel Sams. Can he pick up where Davies left off is the big question. At the moment, the run rate's sitting around 10 and over. And he goes desperate for another wicket here.
So Sutherland to Sams, Yorker right at the toes. Worked off those through mid-wicket. And that's well run.
So they still haven't used the power surge here, which is a concern itself.
So Sams has got to get going now. We know he can in the snap of a finger. Ferguson, 10 off 13's found the going a little tough. 3 for 131, the Thunder. Still a couple of balls to go on the 13th over. These overs have gone for a little while, the last couple, because everyone's had to keep retrieving balls being put over the fence. That might be wide.
Gee, that's a bit stiff.
Just missed leg stump.
Missed leg stump by a coat of varnish. If he was standing in his normal position, it wouldn't have been a wide. But he went across his stumps, just missed the leg stump. Oh, well, they don't give a lot of leeway when it comes to leg side, I guess.
So what are we looking at in terms of a total, do we think?
Oh, we can chalk 200 down. No problems. It's going to be one of the biggest scores.
Sutherland, slower ball.
It's the one there, though.
So that'll bring Ferguson on strike for the final ball of a wicket-taking Sutherland over.
He hasn't had a lot of strike, Cal Ferguson. He only faced the 13 balls for 10. Well, at the other end...
So the Sixers made 205 against the Renegades. The Thunder have got 180 as the second top score. That was against the Heat. They'd certainly be eyeing off 200 here.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think?
100% they're eyeing off 200 from here. I think they'll be disappointed if they only get 200. Plenty of time left. The way they're batting.
Last ball, the Sutherland over.
Oh,
now that hit a foot. Has it hit anything?
Well, appeal for LBW. Give a not out.
And no DRS, as we know. So was that a life to Ferguson? We'll have to have a look and find out. Sutherland's got figures of 1 for 27 after 3. And after 13, the Thunder are 3 for 133.
Tyre Power have topped the customer satisfaction table again. That's right, Tyre Power received the coveted CanStar Blue Most Satisfied Customer Award for the second year running, making them winners 6 out of the last 7 years. We're proud and thankful to know that you voted for Tyre Power to receive 5-star reviews in every category of customer satisfaction. So when you need new tyres, go to the undisputed leaders in the field, Tyre Power. Visit your local owner-operator or find us at tyrepower.com.au.
Just having a look at this replay.
Oh, I can't believe that.
Appeal for Callum Ferguson. Was the umpire convinced that it had hit anything, or do we think it actually might have nutmegged him and gone through his legs?
Well, it was going to cut it in the middle stump. He'd come across his crease. The only reason it missed the leg stump was because...
Did it flick a bit of pad?
Yeah, it hit his pad, yeah.
Okay. So this conversation about no DRS, obviously it's a game of chicken between Cricket Australia and the broadcaster. Who pays? Well, we think, Cricket Australia think the broadcaster should. Broadcaster says no. Richardson he'll continue now. He's second over. His first went for 11. No run to a fine mid-wicket. Cover, I should say. So
let's have a look at
the point was... no, it did. It absolutely did. And it was cannoning into leg stump, as you said. So another howler. So the point was made the other night, though, by Mark Howard. If they're showing the replay anyway, why can't you just sit an umpire up in the broadcast with him who can he could be watching at home and go, actually, it's out.
It's out, yeah.
They don't need to do the full bunker. Oh, now straight up in the air from Sams. They'll come around. Oh, is that taken by Finch?
Oh, that's a great effort.
It's a one-hander if he has. He was sliding in on his belly like a seal.
Oh,
he's not sure.
No, he's not sure, which would tell me that it's probably just half volley. It was a full stretch dive from the captain, one that just popped up off the leading edge of Daniel Sams' bat. He's saying he might have juggled it here, Finchy. So we can go for a replay on that,
So hang on, we can look at this, can we?
Of course we'll be able to.
Oh, well, this
is ludicrous.
It is.
It's ludicrous. The ball before was out.
Okay, so we've got to replay this.
They're saying it's not out, the umpires.
Give me a spell.
Finchy's saying, I don't know. Go and have a look at it. I think I juggled it. But it was a great effort. It was in the air a long time. He ran across from mid-off. Basically went behind the bowler and he dived full stretch.
What about the seal? It was more like a seal.
Oh,
he's sliding across the ground.
He's not a tiny man. Finchy, he's a strong boy.
Absolutely.
Now let's have a little look at this replay here. Oh, we're going to be behind. The batsman's going to be in front of us here. You watch.
Actually, he slides in on knees.
He does it.
Takes it.
First grab, definitely.
It's out of the hand here.
It's hit the ground.
And it's hit the ground there.
And then it's dropped back into his hand. That's why he said he wasn't sure. The umpire would have had a good look at that because it's another one of those ones that's popped up straight behind him, behind where the umpire was standing. So his initial call was not out, and he was right. It was a great effort by the captain.
This is part of the lunacy of all this. We can go and have a look at a replay of that.
Well, of course
we can't go and have a DRS, even though the broadcaster's using ball tracking and...
Yeah, well, that's... Of course it's ludicrous, but anyway, they're not going to change it this year.
So Ferguson... on strike. This has been an eventful last few overs. We've had 26 taken off and over, 5 sixes. We've had almost catches. We've had should have been LBWs. And at the moment, the equation sits at halfway through the 14th over. The Thunder are 3 for 135. Sam's 4 off the same amount of deliveries and Ferguson 11 off 15.
You think that captain, that man, Aaron Finch, will need a big innings tonight?
It was a big call, wasn't it, to rest him after a pretty busy back half of the year.
Oh, it's hit him in the
now
head.
that has struck Sams.
It's beaked him. You're right in the beak.
Was there a bit of top edge on that?
I reckon it thundered straight into his face. He's all right. Hey, but so good, these helmets. He's not going to be able to use that one again. It's hit him straight on the ear.
It has been a conversation. I know that I spoke to Brendan Julian on radio last week about him. He believes that the advancements in technology have been nowhere good enough when it comes to helmets. Yeah, that's right in the cheek. But the grill has saved Daniel Sams there, and they're going to have a look at him and doing the right thing just to go through the protocols.
Yeah. It's hit him on the ear, basically. He's all right. He's standing up. He's going, I'm okay to continue batting. Good bumper by Richardson.
It was, and he didn't seem too phased. He just turned and went straight back to his mark.
No, he was standing there. It's not like he looked like he was in any distress.
No.
Daniel Sams, he just sort of stood there and went, oh, well, it's hit me in the head. But I think it's all about time, isn't it, this DRS? It's about saving time. But why do they have an innings? 3 or 4 minute, whatever it is, at the 10 over mark. That's a lot of garbage, isn't it?
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine.
You can put the DRS in and get rid of that stupid break after 10 overs. That's the common sense factor.
3 for 135, the Thunder. A fantastic platform was laid by their two openers. If you're just joining us on Big Bash Nation, Sam Hargraves and Liam Pickering, and Pickers is here for our very good friends at Western Union. Another fast delivery by Western Union. Send money overseas with our app. So Khawaja and Hales really went about it at a nice rate. 34 off 18 for Khawaja. Hales was 35 off 21. And then after a slow start, Callum Ferguson and Oliver Davies just exploded, hit 5 sixes in a row and was gone trying to do the same to a Sutherland Yorker that took leg stump. 48 off 23 at a strike rate of 208.
It was a powerful hitting, wasn't it? He's not a big man.
No.
Just hits the ball a long way.
Really clean.
So four of his sixes to the leg side and one over cover, which was just as good a shot as the others.
So Richardson now resuming. Bowling to Sams. He's driving almost to Finch at mid-off. No run, though. He's in the air for a long, long part of the journey to Finch. But the thing about the Davies innings, Pickers, for you was that was any of those shots not on? I mean, they were the correct shot, weren't they? They weren't inventions.
No, he didn't try and overhit any of them. He just played through the line of that ball and played on with the shot and just was happy to hit it in the air. And timed them all beautifully. Hit a couple of huge sixes.
Richardson, final ball of his over. Slower ball, pulled by Sams. Just helped it on its way. And it's bounced off a man hand in the crowd right into his mate's face.
That's rough.
Big finish to that over. It goes for 8 in the end. After 14, the Thunder are 3 for 141.
If you love racing, you'll love SEN Track. Start your day with us, Ian Healy and Pat Welsh, and catch up on all the latest in chasing, pacing and racing. Join us on SEN Track Ingham 96.1 FM, Atherton 99.1 FM, and the all-new Gold Coast 1620 AM, and Brisbane 1053 AM.
It's the new sound of chasing, pacing and racing.
Join in all the fun on SEN Track.
SEN Track.
Also available on the SEN app.
3 for 141, the Thunder. 8 coming off the last over from Kane Richardson. He's got figures of none for 19 off 2. And how's the replay, Picks?
Yeah, it deflected off a bloke he didn't know, who was sitting there with his girlfriend trying to be a bit of a hero. Deflected right into a bloke's shoulder. And down he went. He's okay.
It's all happening out in the crowd.
Well,
they've been a lively crowd. Not a heap of people at Monica. About 3,000 in.
Yeah, but they're making a lot of noise. Having a Boxing Day holiday, I guess. Saturday, they've done their shopping this afternoon.
Might have got a bargain.
Boxing Day sales, oh yeah.
So Hatsoglu to continue. 1 for 17 for him into his third over. Driving off the back foot, beating cover, but not beating a wide mid-off.
I was driving back from Kyneton just after lunch today. That's where we had Christmas with the family. And the lineup to get from the Tullamarine Freeway, or the Calder Freeway actually, to the DFO in Essendon and near the Essendon Airport.
Massive.
It was huge. It went back about 800 metres, 2 cars wide, all the way.
Hatzoglu right arm over. That's straying onto the hip of Sams, who's helping it on its way. And this might get to the boundary. Fast outfield.
Gee, it's a quick outfield.
To the boundary for THC on your phone. You're driving blind.
Gee, he times the ball.
Rousseau won't get to that.
No, he times the ball so well. The reason I was able to get to the fence is because of how quick Hatzoglu bowls. Well, they would have been pushing 100 kilometres an hour there. And so he just flicked it behind square leg and it's raced away.
He's a lively customer. Oh, now Sam wants him down the ground this time. Has he got all of it? Yes, he has.
Taken on the long on. Didn't even get it out of the middle. And got it for 6. He didn't get that out of the middle by any stretch.
Let's have a look at this replay.
And it's gone over, straight over the long on fielder's head and dropped again just over the fence. Another 6. We're seeing some huge hitting today. I don't reckon he's middled that either. He's still in it for 6. All right. This is shaping as another biggie already.
So Sam's 20 off 9 now, and this is defending just past the bowler, and they will take one from the misfield. He gives his all, doesn't he, though, this Pete Hatzoglu. His hero and his idol is Anil Kumble, and there's a bit of Kumble about the action. A really high arm, doesn't he?
Yep. Very, very similar action. At the current run rate, we're looking at a score of around about 209, which will win you most games.
Hatzoglu in again. This time he's given it a bit of width.
That'll be 4.
And that's carved by Ferguson. Oh, no, given by Webster, who took it, then gave it to the rope.
That's where he hits. He's very strong. I mentioned that earlier. Cal Ferguson, behind point, and that offside, he'll murder balls.
So 157 on the board. Still 1 ball to come in the 15th. So 5 to go at this run rate of 10.5. They're looking at a score of around 212.
A truckload.
Yes, that's the technical term. That was a bit flatter.
That won't be 4.
And shorter. Pulled the backward square. Coming around was Rousseau.
18 off the over, though.
And they'll get a couple from that 18 off that you heard from Liam Pickering. So another productive one for the Thunder. Going along very, very nicely. 3 for 159 with 5 to go.
Next time you see a Cameron's Can-Do yellow truck, check for the Cameron's green ribbon. Introducing new enviro-friendly heavy vehicles to its fleet each year, Cameron's is committed to reducing its carbon emissions.
We can move the world for you. Cameron's Can-Do.
Camerons.com.au.
New mini hotcakes with Nutella have arrived at Macca's. Our famous hotcakes made mini with a delicious layer of creamy Nutella. Try them today and flavour your summer with Macca's. Available for a limited time only.
So 18 off that last over. 3 for 159, the Thunder. And Liam Pickering, you were saying in the ad break, they've had a lot of double-figure overs. Well, 8 out of the 15. So over half have gone for double figures for the Thunder.
Yeah, well, it's not good enough from a bowling perspective, but good batting all the same. It's pretty much everyone that's come in has contributed, haven't they? Every player that's these two in at the moment are both, and now they're taking the power surge on. Dear.
Now, is he? Now, that I thought that the signal was wax on, wax on. He's gone to wax off, wax off.
Oh, I'm not sure. All I know is that it smells like trouble to me from a Renegades perspective.
10.6 the run rate for Dulux. Professional painters choose Dulux. Full Yorker ball. It was going down leg side. Umpire didn't give it a second thought. Not out straight away was the call, but they'll take a leg bite.
The projected score has probably been a little bit light, I think. 212. I think it's going to be closer to 220 the way they're going.
Hatzoglu has a wicket, though, and is in the running for our Rookie of the Night for MEGT, a local apprenticeship experts.
Yeah, I've got a feeling Davies might just have his nose in front.
Well, here's the other one for MEGT, a local apprenticeship experts. Call 13 MEGT today.
We'll just see.
Just from a bowling point of view. He was the Renegades nomination. That's another full Yorker, but taken backward to square, getting bat on it.
We get 2 more, though.
They will. Good running, Ferguson. They'll be pretty confident of those if these two are there in the final over, because it means they would have done some damage, Liam Pickering.
Oh, absolutely. The power sturge hasn't been great, actually. Thunder this year, 2 for 16 against the Stars, 27 for none against the Heat.
That's not too bad.
And 19 for none against the Scorchers. So I think this will be a lot more than that, the position they're in at the moment.
Power surge for tyre power, know your tyres. Richardson to Ferguson, gives himself some room and slashing at one, and it's just going over the head. of a backward point, not really knowing Hatsoglu to backpedal or run after it. And in the end, the indecision was costly.
Went over his head and he couldn't turn around. He turned around like Queen Mary. He was, yeah, you're right.
Short, fine leg, you'd probably... short third man he was in, really,
It's not the easiest position to feel when they go those ones like that. Because he's thinking it's coming straight to him, and then he realised, hang on, it's going further than that. I'm going to have to flip around, and he couldn't get his spikes out of the ground.
3 for 164, 3 balls to come. First over of the power surge for Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts. And it's Richardson bowling to Ferguson, who's dancing, driving, on drive, straight down the ground, past the stumps, and that will go to the boundary for the TAC. On your phone and driving blind, TAC.
When you've got a score already like this, you may as well go every ball. You're not going to get a bad score now. I mean, 168 is a competitive score as it is right now, with 4 overs and 2 balls to come. So just keep going hard off every ball. They lose a wicket or two, so be it. There's enough talent, the batting talent still to come. With Hutting and Holton, these sort of characters, that they should still easily get 200.
Richardson, that's a full.
4 more.
Yorker.
That'll be 4 more.
It will.
Tip the pad.
Leg buys.
Leg buy for 4. Richardson's bowling well here because he's bowling full balls. I know I've said that, and he's gone from a leg buy for 4 and then straight back down the ground for 4, but we're not giving any width to Cal Ferguson. He got lucky then with the team got lucky then with the leg buy for 4, went between his legs. He mixes his pace up well. Kane Richardson.
We're not used to seeing him go at almost 10 and over. His career economy rate is 7.87. As far as fast bowlers go, he's normally one of the most economical.
No, he's a good bowler. That's why Australia plays for Australia, and pretty much every time he's available.
So stats for Dulux. Final ball of his over. That's a slower ball bouncer, and Ferguson's furious because it went over the outstretched blade through to the keeper, no run. So dot ball to finish off that over. And there was still plenty that came from it. 13 in the end after 16. Thunder a 3 for 172.
It's never been more important to buy Australian than right now. Our local manufacturers and growers produce world-class products known for their quality, safety and reliability, all while generating local jobs, supporting our communities and helping Australian families now and into the future. So look for the trusted green and gold kangaroo logo. Buy Australian now. Visit australianmade.com.au.
First over of the power surge for Tyre Power, trusted tyre experts. 13 runs coming from it. 3 for 172 with 4 overs to go. And we're looking at a total in and around 215 at this current run rate of 2.75 for Dulux. Proudly brought to you by Dulux Trade Centres. Hatsoglu to bowl the last of his 4 overs, and he tosses one up. Sams wants to take him on. Don't know if he's got all of that. Oh, it's taken. Deep mid-wicket, Richardson let it just drop into the outstretched hands. Hatsoglu's got a couple of wickets now. The dangerous Daniel Sams goes. And I'll be Captain Obvious pickers, but, gee, they needed that one, the Renegades.
Well, it's a dot ball. That's as much as important as anything else at the moment. And a lot of boundaries hit. He went big again, but the field back out on the leg side. And a good catch.
Still 22 off 12, though. It was a
nice knock. You're happy with that. If all your players are making scores at that run rate.
Yeah, 183 the strike rate.
Yeah, well, can't ask for much more. You got...
So another wicket falls for Scott Pack. Turn unpaid invoices into cash. scottpack.com.au. So that's the 4th wicket in this Thunder innings. So the first one to go for Scott Pack. Turn unpaid invoices into cash. scottpack.com.au was Usman Khawaja. 34 off 18 for him. Hales... And he was caught. Evans bowled Nabi. The next over, Hatsoglu bowled Alex Hales, 35 off 21. Oliver Davies, 48 off 23, was bowled by Sutherland after hitting 5 sixes in a row. Daniel Sams now 22 off 12. The 4th wicket to fall, and that brings Ben Cutting to the crease. Scott Pack turn unpaid invoices into cash, scottpack.com.au.
He's a good pickup for the Thunder, Ben Cutting. Good handy bowler, good handy hitter, good cricketer.
Hatsoglu, that's wide outside off stump. And stepping to it and trying to spank it through covers and not doing so was Cutting.
Crowd are pretty excited every ball, really.
Sorry, that was Ferguson.
They're very excited every ball.
They're loving it.
There was real cheers for a dot ball then. Quite unusual. Very unusual.
They're just having a wonderful time.
Ferguson will go here.
Had Soglu. Yeah, Ferguson winds up and wanted the slog sweep. Back with the square. Oh, it's going to be run out. Cutting backing up a long way. Ferguson sending back.
Diamond duck for Ben Cutting.
Oh, no.
Burn him.
The diamond.
Oh, that's unlucky. A diamond duck. He didn't get to face the ball here. Hit it straight to the field. There was no run. I'm not sure why he was charging down the wicket.
It was Rousseau, the South African.
And he was a long way out. So Ben Cutting has got the dubious honour, if you want to call it that, distinction of being run out for a diamond duck. And it's 2 wickets.
That's a long way to walk out, to not face a ball and then to be sent back.
Well, they put him up the order ahead of Harold Holt anyway. And Holt should come in now. No. They've gone with Chris Green.
0 off 0 for Ben Cutting.
Chris Green comes in. Not sure what's happened to Holt. They've slid him down again. They seem to always slide him down. They haven't made a sub that I'm aware of.
Ferguson still at the crease, 26 off 25. No, there was no X factor.
No. So Holt seems to be that floater in the order. He was listed to come in at number 5. And he was slid down to 6, 7, and he's still not in. So a couple of wickets in this over slowed things down a little bit, a touch. Still like to have 5 for 172 on my scorecard as a team with still 3 overs and 3 balls left.
It is the average winning score here, 171. Had Soglu putting one across Ferguson that he's driving wide to mid-on just for a single. That brings Green on strike. Has over 350 runs in the format.
He can hit when he needs to. He's a good handy cricketer, isn't he, this guy, Chris Green?
Got his first IPL contract this year. Only played the one game.
Yeah, but he's a brilliant fieldsman. Handy batsman and a hard bowler to get away.
Yep.
He really is a hard bowler to get away. They all seem to struggle with him.
It's a tough year from last year out of the game with the suspect action.
Well, they're always a bit borderline, a lot of those calls, aren't they? Oh, your arm's straightening a little bit too much. They shouldn't straighten at all, should they?
They got the protractor out and check the degrees and all that stuff. Hatsoglu, second last ball of his over, spoon through mid-wicket by Green, and he'll get off the mark.
It's been a good over. Only been 2 off it.
Yep, and a wicket.
And in the power surge.
And off the text to 0433 98 11 16, Paul says a brave call to bowl the hat in the power surge over for Tide Power.
Well, it is a brave call, but I tell you what, he's bowled it well so far. You finish it off now.
Here's taking one from wide outside off through mid-wicket.
That's a great over.
Sweep
really
along
is.
the carpet by Ferguson. Just a single.
3 off the over.
Fantastic final over. So the first over of that power surge went for 13. The second over for Tyre Power, you trust a tyre expert. It only went for 3. And the wicket falls, of course, for Scott Pack. Turn unpaid invoices into cash, scottpack.com.au with 3 to go. The Thunder fight for 175.
That Pope gonna ward around. That Pope gonna ward around. That Pope gonna ward around. And that's how your garden grows. Pope Garden Watering Systems, available at Bunnings Warehouse.
You can build with confidence with Metricon thanks to our lifetime structural guarantee. And we now offer advice and guidance to all Australians so they can truly love where they live. For more info, visit metricon.com.au. New South Wales Contractors Licence 174699C.
So Ahmad will bowl the 18th over of this Thunder innings. He's got figures of none for 28 off 3 overs. Has been expensive, but he's not Robinson Crusoe there. All the Renegades have copped some tap at times. And Ahmad's bowling left arm around to Ferguson, who's lofting one over cover. Man will take that on the bounce in the deep, the sweeper position, and just keeps it to 1. So, geez, if they left one out there, then Liam Pickering.
No, I don't think there was 2 there. I think they went pretty much straight to the fielder. Chris Green he was no interest in it whatsoever. And it got there on the bounce too. Like he didn't have to even go for it, like as in dive for it or chase after it. It went pretty much straight to him, bounced straight into his hands. I mean, it would have been a run out for sure.
1 off 1 is Green. Those stats for Dulux. Now he wants to take on and dance down to a shorter ball from Ahmad. Again, that deep cover keeps it to 1. Ferguson back on strike, 29 of 28. He's had to be patient. Hasn't quite seen them as he has been. He's scored the 4th most runs coming into this game in the BBL season so far. Cal Ferguson.
Hasn't finished yet.
Ahmad, that's a wide, well outside the blue line. He saw Ferguson backing away, didn't he?
The idea was right because Ferguson went early to back away. So he threw it wide, but he just threw it a fraction too wide. Umpire had no choice but call it a wide.
Ferguson planted the foot and had to wait a little while to a slower one from Ahmad, but dragged it forward to square for just a single. And you heard from Liam Pickering that it was well bowled. Liam Pickering is here for Western Union. Another fast delivery by Western Union. Send money overseas with our app. 5 for 179. 3 balls to come in the 18th over. Green on strike to Ahmad. Left arm around the wicket.
Bowled again.
Just dropped it to a dancing Green.
Not this time, just a single. That's good bowling by Ahmad.
Bit quicker at 102. Saw him coming and got it to him quicker than he was expecting. So Thunder v Renegades later, 6s and stars. From Metricon Stadium, that game will be. Again, advancing Ferguson and driving through cover on the move for a single. We're just bringing you this game tonight on Big Bash Nation. 5 for 181 now, the Thunder. Last ball, the 18th over.
No stars game tonight.
Just 6 coming off it so far.
Been a good over.
5 for 181.
You know, to get home and watch that game, it'd be not a bad game either. Last year's grand finalists.
Wanting some runs off the last ball is Green. And again, that man at deep covers working overtime in this over. Another single through there. 7 runs coming from that over. It's a good one for the Renegades in the context of this innings after 18. So 2 overs to go in this Thunder innings. 5 for 182.
Real adventures with Patrick Dangerfield and Aaron Hapgood. Everything fishing, boating and outdoors.
I'm just astonished how many people are still using the wrong burley cages, Pat. You need to get your cages down to the bottom for the whiting. Look at the design of a whiting's face. They're shaped so their mouth turns in underneath their jaw and they feed hard on the bottom. So where are they going to be? They're going to be on the bottom.
Patrick Dangerfield and Aaron Hapgood. Subscribe and listen today wherever you get your podcasts.
So half of the 18 overs the Thunder have faced, they have taken double-figure runs off, which is well above what we normally see, Liam Pickering, and that's got them to this total of 5 for 182. Green 4 off 4. Ferguson 31 off 30.
Yeah, no, they've too many big overs from a Renegades bowling perspective. Had some good overs in there too. That Hatzoglu last over was a ripper. That was a good over from Ahmad as well. Just a 7 off. So the last 2 have only gone for 10.
It'll be Kane Richardson to bowl right arm over to Green. He's steaming in. Now, is there a little edge on that? It just missed the off stump. Swinging wildly was Green. And got nowhere near it.
Which will be interesting to see who they use in the last over now that Richardson's bowled this one.
Evans?
Yeah, Evans or Sutherland, I'd imagine. Don't think they'll go to the well with Ahmad again, or certainly I wouldn't think they'd use Nabby. Well, I wouldn't think they would, but...
He's only bowled the one over, hasn't he, Nabby? It was a wicket take. No, 2.
How many's Ahmad bowled? No, Ahmad's bowled out. He's already bowled his 4. Nabby, 2 overs.
Richardson to Green. That's a full toss. And that spanked past that fine cover. That might get to the boundary. Coming around with Nabby. It's a very fast outfield, which helps add to the boundary for TAC. On your phone, you're driving blind.
Gee, he wasn't that far from that ball, and it's fairly scooted away. He didn't actually hit it out of the middle either. But it raced away. A good pitch, fast outfield, good batting score. Should be a really good second innings of this game, actually.
186 now. Still looking at a score over 200.
Straight
It's a bouncer. It's gone straight up in the air. Harper will eat that for breakfast. One of the easier catches that he will take, and Green goes. That's fantastic fast bowling from Richardson. Hit for 4 in the last ball. Follows it up with a really quick bouncer. And it all got a bit too big for Green. He's gone. Caught behind. They lose their 6th wicket. for Scott Pack. Turn unpaid invoices into cash. scottpack.com.au.
Yeah. Just got on him a bit quick. He pulled it top edge straight up in the air. Didn't go anywhere except straight up in the air. Sammy Harper basically caught it nearly over the stumps. Just straight up and down, and Chris Green's on his way. And here's Big McAndrew, is it?
Yep.
He's coming into bat.
He's a big, strong man.
He's a big man.
Yeah, you think he'd be able to find the boundary with ease?
No, they say he bats number 3 in club cricket. That's what they say.
Well, they are very rarely wrong.
Well, when I say they, the commentary team I heard the other night talking about it said that, in fact, it might have even been the coach. Said, yeah, we're pretty. He's a very good batsman. He's a number 3 batsman in his Premier team. So but he's got a best of.
His strike rate's tidy, 131.
He's got a batting average of 12 at the moment, but he can hit. He's got a best of 10 not out.
And it's McAndrew on strike, and he's lofting one down the ground. Has it got enough carry on it? Will it land safe? Oh, that's as good a catch as you'll ever see! Running away from the ball is Sutherland, diving and taking it before the boundary. How about that?
Well, it was in the air a long way, and he ran right around and dived full stretch. Brilliant catch, Will Sutherland. Absolutely magnificent, big bucket hands.
Ferguson's gone, 31 off 31. There's been some brilliant catching in the deep from this Renegades side. They might not have bowled as well as they'd like, but they can thank a couple of the efforts in the field for keeping this what might end up being below 200 now for the Thunder. 8 balls left in the innings. They're 7 for 186.
That was a fabulous catch. Really was. Not called. He wasn't ever going to get there.
No.
And he
had no business.
Full dive, an inch from the ground, and as clean as a whistle. Will Sutherland. So there's been a couple of catches from the young men tonight. Been a beauty from Zach Evans and now a ripper from Will Sutherland. They're the sort of little things. That saved them also about 3 runs.
Yep.
It was in there that long. They would have certainly ran 3.
Running with the flight.
With the flight of the ball, like he was going back for a mark and full stretch.
Wonderful.
And the crowd have erupted behind him. And he's, oh man, I'm not convinced his old man would have got there. Big James. Very good cricketer, James, but I'm not quite sure he's as mobile around the ground as his son.
So
Baxter's in.
Young Baxter Holt or Harold.
Harry.
He's on strike to a fired-up Kane Richardson who wraps him on the pads. He's going down there. They've run. If he hits the stumps, he's gone.
I think he's cooked.
Umpire wasn't in position. He's going to have to go up for the replay.
That was ludicrous. There was an LBW shout. One batsman started running. The other one sort of started jogging down the pitch, looking at the umpire with a real guilty look on his face, I might add. And then Richardson just turns around and says, I'll just throw the stumps and you're going to be out by a fair way here, old mate. And he is.
Wow. What a great example of one side staying in the moment, high cricket IQ. And Liam Pickering, what would you say about the IQ of the decision to run?
Tail enders. You don't trust him.
Is that a diamond duck for Holt?
Yes.
That's 2 diamond ducks.
No. He faced the ball. He was
no,
on
I don't
strike.
know if he has. Oh, no, he has. He was too. Sorry.
It was first ball for him. Oh, boy, this has been a mix-up in this over. It's been a stinker for them. Lost 3 wickets. They've scored 1 run or 4 runs off 5 balls.
And what about the fight back from Richardson? 2 wickets now and a run out to his name. Yeah. And coming into this, he was none for 28. I mean, he was 1 for 28 coming into this over.
Well, 2 run outs. We've had Ben Cutting run out without